Welcome to the BN Products USA showroom. Today we're going to talk to you about two of our most popular selling tools. Tools that cut and tie rebar. Throughout the country, rebar is installed on a daily basis, and today we're going to show you the functions of our two tools. I'm Jim Dennert.
And I'm Ed Kentz, and we're going to show you the product, taking it out of the box and how it operates. These are wonderful products for the job site, and they can save you time, they can help make you money, and they add value to your business. So Jim, let's start by looking at our BNC E20.
Okay.
The BNC E20 is a cutting-edge saw. Now we sell a lot of hydraulic tools for cutting rebar.
Yes, we do.
But when I was talking with some contractors several years ago, these were masonry contractors, and they wanted something that would cut rebar off flush. And so we developed this tool. Now you can see the tool comes with a cardboard sleeve to it that shows you the specifications on the tool, and then the tool itself comes in a blow molded case. So the blow molded case, when you open it up, inside you're going to see obviously the tool itself, and the tool already has a blade installed, so it's ready to be used on the job site. In addition, there's a second blade that's included with the tool. So you get a replacement blade right with the tool. There's nothing worse than being out on the job site, your blade gets damaged, and then you got to go back to the store or your distributor to get a new blade. Well, we already have one there for you. The tool itself, coming out of the box, has a couple of other features to it. First of all, there's a separate handle that's in the box. That handle can go in any of three positions on the tool. So it's very handy to just install it wherever it is that is comfortable for the user. And then other features with the tool is that there's a button on the top. And this button, when you push it in, allows the handle to rotate. So you can get a 180-degree turn with the tool. You can get into tight places. So that's great for precasters. You can cut rebar off flush on the top of the wall. Terrific for a masonry contractor. If you're a pole contractor or a concrete contractor and you're working in forms, you can get into tight places with it. It's a great, great product. Now, in addition, if you get into areas where you want to collect all the chips and filings that come off it when you cut the tool, this bag can be attached to this outlet here. And your chips that are created by the tool, it's much like sawdust, only it's steel, will go into this flame retardant bag. And so you'll be able to pick up all those chips. Other things that are part of the tool, obviously, is a manual that's in the box. And there's a little bag inside here that has your brushes. So you actually have replacement brushes that come with the tool, as well as a couple of small tools for changing the blades. Blades can be changed very easily. There's 4 different screws here. You take that bottom plate off, and then there's additional screws inside. You take those off, and the blade comes off, and you can put a new blade on. So Jim, we're going to do some cutting with it.
That sounds fun to me.
All right, so let's start by making sure we all have safety glasses on. That's always important on the job site. And I'm going to
also wear the proper glove protection for your hands.
Absolutely.
Obviously, on a job site, you're going to be outfitted with, safety equipment as well, vests, long pants, probably boots, steel-toed boots, and so on. Here in our showroom, though, we're going to modify it a little bit and improvise a little bit with our attire. But today, with the cutting-edge saw, the BNC E20, as Ed indicated, this goes up to a number 6 rebar, so you can cut from wire mesh right on up to number 6. So we're going to show you the functions of this tool right now. So when you first operate the tool itself, you want to get it up to speed. Here you have a safety switch right here, and then the trigger. And that brings you right up to the 2,000 RPMs that this unit does. It's a slow cut in comparison to other tools such as grinders and such that run up to 9,000 or 10,000 RPMs. This will allow us to get a finer cut, a cut with very little spark, if any, and create a cold cut, if you will. So here, I'll show you how it works. You just do that and that, and there you're up to speed. Now when you go in to cut rebar, whether it's in place or if you're taking it off a stack like this, first thing you want to do is get the tool up to speed and then bring the rebar into it, okay? And try to keep it up to the top portion of the saw itself. because the blade, when it rotates, it's going, counterclockwise, and you need to not chip a blade there, chip a tooth. When you do that properly, you'll save the life of the blade itself, and you'll have many, many, many cuts to go. These blades are designed to go to 300 to 400 cuts when you're cutting 4 and 5 bar. So you want to get it up to speed and then bring the tool in. Here you see we have what's called a safety guide, or a guide for your rebar size. You want to adjust that accordingly to the size of rebar so you don't get much chatter in the tool when you're cutting rebar. So here I'll just demonstrate real quick how this tool works. As you can see, very little spark, very little shavings, and what we consider a cold cut, you can basically take your finger and touch the end of the rebar, and it's good to go.
So that's our corded version, but several contractors wanted something that was more portable out on the job site. And so they came to us and said, can you come up with one that's cordless? And so, Jim, we've created our BNCE 20-24V. The 24V stands for 24 volts. This is a great tool, and we're going to unbox it as well for you. Just like the standard corded version, this one also comes in a blow molded case. When you open it up, on this side, you're going to see that there's an extra blade, just like in the corded unit. So there's one in the tool, and then an extra one that's included with the shipment. There's also that same safety bag that could go on the side of the tool to collect all the chips of the steel that come off when it's cutting. There's also the manual that's inside, and a couple of wrenches for taking the blade off and changing it. On the side where the tool is located, you'll see that the tool is included obviously with the charger, and then with our tools we provide 2 batteries. That way one can be charging while the other's cutting. You're going to get anywhere from 200 to 300 cuts on a charge if you're cutting, say, a number 6 bar, a 20 millimeter bar. So it's nice that we already include for you a battery that can be charging up. So if you have to do a lot of cuts, when it stops working, just switch out the batteries and you keep going. Lastly, included in the box is the same safety handle that's used on our corded version. So it's interchangeable with the tools. And again, it can be mounted in any of 3 different positions. So we're going to go ahead and put the battery into the tool. You'll see that it has a cover that protects the connectors. You then slide the battery in and it locks in place. The battery itself has a dial here so you can see how much charge you have left. So you can press the button, and this one you can see is fully charged. So Jim, let's do the same thing again. Let's go ahead and demonstrate this particular tool.
Okay. As Ed mentioned, the nice thing about this tool here, the BNC 2024, this same size blade as the corded version. So the blades are interchangeable with either the corded tool or the battery tool. One other feature, or it maybe not be a feature, but this handle does not rotate like the corded version does because of the battery platform itself. And when you're charging batteries, make sure their batteries are cooled down before you throw them on the charger. With these, lithium batteries, a hot battery doesn't charge very well, so you need to make sure the battery's cool before you throw it back on the charger. And it's the same application, same features on the head. Your rebar guide right here for the size of rebar. Your start switch right here is just one switch on this particular unit, so you just get it right up to speed. And again, you're ready to cut. So you just get the unit started, bring the bar in, and then make your cut. And again, you can see how fast it cuts rebar. So for in-place rebar, making a quick cut off of a stack, ideal tool. And being portable, you can take it right to the point of contact or the point of application. This is a great tool. It's a big seller for us.
Now, Jim, we've had a number of contractors say that that's great, but we need something that cuts something a little bit bigger.
Bigger?
And so, yeah.
There's bigger than 6?
Oh, sure.
Oh, boy.
So we designed a unit with larger gears, slightly larger head, has a larger blade to it, and this will cut rebar up to a number 8 or 25 millimeter. This is another great tool. It works the same as the its sister, BNC E20. We call this the BNC E30 because it has an opening large enough to take bars up to, like I say, a number 8 bar. Same situation, the handle will rotate in different directions. You can also have the side handle in any of the 3 positions like we talked about. And so, for example, if we're going to cut a number 8 bar, and I've got one over here.
I happen to have it right here.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, tell you what, I'm going to hold it while you go through and we're going to cut it.
Okay. So like Ed said, it's the same function as the other tool. The start switch right here, the safety start switch, and then you get it right up to speed, and then we go ahead and cut. So this is really not a 2-man operation, but Ed wants to help out, so we're going to do it.
And again, like we said, it's a cold cut. You can put your finger right on it, and it doesn't hurt at all. It's a great tool. If you have to cut rebar off flush, if you have to cut rebar, maybe you're in a cage, maybe there's a mistake on the job site and you've got a number 8 bar coming up and you need to cut that off. This baby will cut any rebar up to size number 8. It's perfect. And then again, just like we did on the BNC E20, we now have a cordless version of this tool.
Beautiful.
Same thing, same principles, same features. You get it up to speed. And you can cut rebar quick and easy with these tools. So Jim, let's talk about the different blades that are available that can go on our BNC E20 tool.
Okay, Ed, that's a great idea. We have 2 different blade options. The one that comes standard in the kit itself, one on the tool, and one as a spare is our tungsten steel carbide tip blade. And then our other blade is our mesh blade. Okay, and the mesh blade is specifically geared to drive and cut mesh wire. Okay, so Ed, why don't you talk to us about the features of both these blades?
Well, first of all, these blades are available from all of our distributors. Where you bought your tool, you can also get replacement blades. And they're not very expensive at all. In the package, not only do you get the blade, but you also get the fasteners that attach it to the tools. So in case you drop a fastener out on the job site, it's not a problem. We've got 4 additional fasteners that are included, plus the tool for taking the bottom plate off and taking the blade off. So once you buy this, then you're set to go out and replace the blade on your tool and you're back in business. Now, as you mentioned, these are tungsten carbide blades.
Right.
But they're special blades for our tools. You can't just put any other type of blade on our tool. You really need to use the blade that we sell that goes with the product. These teeth have a special kerf to them. They're designed specifically for cutting rebar or threaded rod or any type of steel up to the diameter of 3/4 inch. The mesh blade has teeth that are much closer together. That way you get a lot longer life out of it, and we changed the kerf on it as well, so it cuts mesh so clean and quick. It's just like going through butter.
So this is our family of tools of our cutting edge saw, both in corded and battery version.
Now the corded version is less expensive because you're using 120 power, and because the battery units come with a second battery. So one, like I said, is charging while the other one is working. So it's a little bit more expensive, but you gain in the portability. They're both great tools.
Absolutely great tools.
Hey, thanks for watching this video.
We'll see you next time.